You have likely felt it before, that strange, heavy sensation that does not belong to the physical exhaustion of a long day's work, nor to the frantic anxiety that often grips the modern mind. It is something far more ancient and resonant, a quiet hum that begins at the base of your spine and ripples outward into the quiet moments of your life. This persistent internal noise is not a medical symptom or a flaw in your psychology. It is the arrival of a presence that has been waiting for the exact moment when your soul becomes receptive enough to listen. According to the foundational principles of Spiritism, as organized by Allan Kardec, we are never truly solitary in our journey through the material world. We are surrounded by a cloud of witnesses, and among them is a specific, dedicated protector, a spirit guide or mentor who has committed themselves to your evolution. This entity does not approach with the fanfare of human ego, but with a vibration that challenges the very density of your physical existence. When you feel this restlessness, it is because your mentor has already begun the process of contact, initiating a subtle, energetic handshake that precedes the conscious recognition of their guidance. You try to rationalize it away as a trick of the light or a momentary lapse in focus, but the deepest, most silent part of your being knows that a grand interaction is unfolding. This is the starting point of a spiritual awakening, where the veil between the visible and the invisible begins to fray, revealing a map of your destiny that has been hidden in plain sight. The communication between a high vibrational spirit and a human being tethered to the material world creates a form of energetic friction. This mentor of yours, a being who exists in a state of relative liberation from the heavy constraints of matter, must lower their frequency to meet yours, while you are simultaneously being tugged upward. This collision of planes produces the initial symptoms of spiritual sensitivity that many find so disturbing. You might experience a sudden drop in mental clarity, a brain fog that makes the most mundane tasks feel insurmountable, or a sense of derealization where the physical world appears like a stage set rather than a solid reality. This happens because your mentor is touching your perispirit, the semi-material envelope that links your physical body to your eternal soul, as described in Kardec's studies. This touch is not an invasion, but a gentle pressure intended to move you away from the hypnotic rhythm of material life. If the guide cannot reach you through your thoughts, they will reach you through your sensations. The restlessness you feel in your chest is the guide's energy brushing against your own, creating a ripple in your emotional pond. They are not here to perform magic, but to act as a mirror, reflecting the needs of your true self back to you. This energetic bridge is the first layer of instruction, teaching you that you are not merely a biological machine, but a receiver of cosmic frequencies. When you stop fighting the fog and start breathing into the sensation, the friction begins to transform into a flow of intuitive information. One of the most profound and frequently reported signs of a mentor's intervention is the phenomenon of spontaneous awakening during the early hours of the morning, typically between 3 a.m. and 5 a.m. In the stillness of the night, the bustling noise of human collective thought fades away, and the physical body reaches its lowest state of metabolic activity. This is when the barrier between the conscious and the subconscious is at its thinnest. Your guardian spirit knows that during the day, your rational mind acts like a strict sentry, blocking out any idea that cannot be proven by the five senses. But in the quiet darkness, the ego retires to its rest, leaving a door cracked open. When you find yourself suddenly awake, not from a bad dream but with a dry, focused alertness, it is often the work of your mentor pulling at the thread of your consciousness. They are taking advantage of this sacred window to plant seeds of inspiration, to provide answers to internal conflicts, and to help realign your energetic signature with your life's higher purpose. If you look at the clock and see repeating numbers like 333, do not dismiss it as a statistical anomaly. Within the logic of Spiritist philosophy, these are nonverbal cues designed to tell you that the connection is active. The mentor is whispering directly to your soul, bypassing the logical filter, allowing images, symbols, or deep feelings of peace to settle into your heart. Those who lie in bed and rail against their insomnia miss the lesson. Those who sit in the silence and offer a prayer of receptivity begin to build a relationship that transcends the spoken word. Because spirits lack a physical vocal apparatus to speak into our ears, they must speak through the environment. The mentor uses the world around you as an instrument, orchestrating synchronicities that serve as navigational beacons. You might think of a specific problem while driving, only to have the car in front of you display a license plate that triggers the exact solution. Or perhaps a stranger in a grocery store says a phrase that seems entirely out of context for them, but carries a massive, life-altering weight for you. This is the phenomenon of meaningful coincidence that bridge the gap between mind and matter. In the Spiritist view, our guides have a degree of influence over the casual movements of our lives. They can nudge our intuition to turn a corner, pick up a specific book, or listen to a certain melody. When these patterns repeat 3 or 4 times in a single day, the statistical probability of chance vanishes, leaving only the presence of an intelligent intention. Your mentor is essentially saying, "I am here, and you are on the right path." To ignore these signs is to hang up the phone while someone is trying to give you vital information. To acknowledge them is to give the mentor permission to increase the clarity of their guidance. The more you pay attention to the dialogue written in the fabric of your daily life, the more the mentor can broaden the scope of their communication, turning subtle hints into clear, undeniable directives for your evolution. Kardec noted that during sleep, the soul recovers its liberty and communicates with the invisible world. Your mentor often uses your dream state as a dynamic classroom, free from the constraints of time and space. These are not typical dreams fueled by daily anxieties or random firing of neurons. They are lucid or vivid encounters that leave a physical imprint on you upon waking. In these states, you may find yourself in beautiful, unfamiliar landscapes, attending lectures in grand halls, or speaking with familiar figures whose faces you cannot quite place in your current life. You might receive warnings, comfort for a grieving heart, or training on how to use your own latent energetic abilities. Your spirit guide acts as a moderator in these experiences, ensuring that the information shared is relevant to your current degree of moral and intellectual development. If you wake up with a lingering sense of nostalgia, a profound peace, or a sudden, unexplained knowledge about a complex subject, you have likely just returned from a nocturnal session with your guide. The dream state allows the mentor to show you the consequences of your choices and the potential of your future, bypassing your daytime skepticism. It is vital to start documenting these experiences, for as you write them down, you validate the link, and the mentor finds it easier to transmit more complex messages through the portal of your sleep. Sometimes the gentlest signs are not enough to wake a sleeping soul. If you have been ignoring the restlessness, the sleepless nights and the synchronicities, and have remained stubbornly rooted in a path that leads away from your true mission, your mentor may find it necessary to initiate a rupture. This is the moment when the ground falls away, a sudden job loss, the unexpected end of a long-term relationship, or a physical ailment that forces you into stillness. To the material observer, this looks like a string of bad luck or an unjust tragedy. However, from the perspective of spiritual progress, this is a surgical intervention. The mentor is not being cruel. They are acting as a divine architect, clearing away old, rotting structures to make room for a new foundation. They remove the distractions and the false comforts that have kept you in a state of spiritual stagnation. By taking away what you thought you needed, they force you to discover what you actually are. In the vacuum left by these losses, your sensitivity to the spirit world skyrockets, because the noise of your old life has been muted. It is in the depths of these ruptures that most people truly meet their guide for the first time. For when the physical world offers no solace, the soul finally turns its gaze inward and upward. Your mentor stands beside you in the rubble, not to mourn what was lost, but to point toward the horizon of what is to be built. There is a specific kind of mental and emotional weight that occurs when a person is standing on the threshold of a major spiritual shift. It is a feeling of being a stranger in your own home, of looking at your possessions and your titles and realizing they carry no weight. This discomfort is often diagnosed by society as a midlife crisis or a depressive episode, but your mentor is using this void to create a sense of hunger. They are pulling you away from the illusions of the material world by making those illusions taste like ash. If you feel that you no longer fit into your social circles or that your career has become an empty suit, recognize this as a signal that your vibration has changed. Your mentor is adjusting your frequency, and the resulting mismatch with your old environment causes this internal friction. They are whispering that there is a higher work to be done, a moral duty to be fulfilled, or a dormant talent that needs to be awakened. This persistent discomfort is the insatisfação divina, divine dissatisfaction, a gift that prevents you from settling for a mediocre, purely biological existence. It is the fuel for your next stage of evolution, a signal that your student-teacher relationship with your guide has reached a new level of intensity and demand. The concept of spirit guides is not a modern invention or a mystical fantasy. It is a reality that has been meticulously documented by researchers like Allan Kardec. Kardec approached the spirit world not with the blindness of faith, but with the rigor of a scientist and the empathy of an educator. Through thousands of interactions with the invisible world, he proved that spirits are merely human beings who have shed their physical coats and that they remain deeply invested in the progress of their brethren on earth. Your mentor is a part of this documented hierarchy of progress. They are bound to you by ties of affection and shared history, having perhaps walked beside you in multiple incarnations. Understanding this history helps ground your experiences, moving them from the realm of weird feelings into the realm of spiritual science. When you recognize that your symptoms align with the experiences of countless others throughout history, the fear begins to dissolve. You realize that you are participating in a universal law of solidarity. Your mentor is working under the same laws of order and progress that govern the rotation of the planets. By studying the works of those who came before, you provide your mind with the conceptual framework needed to support the energetic reality your mentor is manifesting. Logic and intuition are not enemies. They are the two wings of the bird that allows your consciousness to fly. Once you have identified these signs, the next step is the active integration of this presence into your daily awareness. The mentor does not want to be a master to a slave, but a companion to a friend. They await your invitation. While they are always watching, they respect your free will and will not impose their will upon yours. However, when you begin to consciously consult them, not for lottery numbers or selfish gains, but for moral guidance and clarity, the connection becomes a conduit for wisdom. You start to notice that your first thought in a crisis is no longer one of panic, but a calm, reasoned instruction that seems to come from just above your head. This is the integration of the mentor's vibration into your own mental field. You move from being a victim of your sensations to being a co-pilot of your destiny. You understand that the intuition that strikes you while you are in the shower or walking the dog is actually a focused burst of communication from your guide. The relationship becomes a seamless loop of observation and action, where you learn to navigate life with a confidence that is not your own, but a shared heritage with the spirit world. The ultimate goal of this contact is not just comfort, but profound moral and intellectual transformation. Your mentor is a mirror that forces you to confront your pride, your ego, and your attachments. As the connection deepens, you may find that your tastes change. You seek more silence, more nature, and more opportunities to be of service to others. This is the direct influence of your guide's higher vibration, cleaning your energetic field. The restlessness that once felt like a burden transforms into a quiet, unshakable strength. You no longer fear the transitions of life because you know they are guided. You no longer fear death because you have already touched the reality that exists beyond it. Your mentor's mission is to help you reach a state where you no longer need their constant nudging, because you have internalized the laws of love and charity that they embody. This is the awakening that the initial signs were signaling. The journey from the first arpeggio of unease to the total clarity of purpose is the grand narrative of the soul's return to its source. Your mentor is the bridge across which you walk from the darkness of ignorance to the light of self-mastery. If you have recognized your life within these words, know that you are at a critical junction of your spiritual history. The unease, the waking hours, the loss, and the sudden bursts of intuition were never meant to punish you. They were the alarm clocks of a guide who loves you too much to let you remain asleep. Your mentor has already started the contact, and the energy has already begun to move through your life like a rising tide. The question is no longer whether they are there, but how you will respond to the invitation. Stop looking for magical solutions in the external world and start honoring the silent companion who has walked every step of the journey with you. The ebook on Allan Kardec's teachings mentioned in our resources serves as a vital tool to refine this understanding. providing the logic needed to anchor these high vibrational truths. As you move forward, carry the certainty that you are a multifaceted being of light, protected and guided by an intelligence that sees your potential even when you cannot. The contact has begun, and your destiny is waiting for you to say yes to the silence. Would you like me to write a script for a follow-up video, focusing specifically on how to talk to your mentor?